Let's talk to the national women leader of the All Progressives Congress, Betta Edu. She joins us from Abuja studio. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Happy International Women's Day to you.
Yes, happy International Women's Day.
All right, so let's talk about the recent figures we are seeing coming out from the presentation of certificate of return to senators-elect and House of Reps members-elect. We know that in the previous assembly, in this particular assembly, rather, the 9th assembly, we had about 21 women, 7. And we had about, I think, 8 of them in the Senate and 13 of them in the House of Reps. And that amounted to about 4.47%. But now the numbers have dropped drastically. The one for the Senate is just about 3 women. Before this election, your party also promised that we were going to give more women seats and allow more women in the places of just in the cabinet as well. Talk to us as to why we are not seeing more women represented in the National Assembly.
Okay, I'm sure you know that this election was very keenly contested across board, and you saw the results and the different new kids on the block that we now have. Our party, APC, gave lots of women the ticket to go and run on different positions. The total number of women that got tickets from our party was actually 94 women that got tickets from our party to go and run for various seats. Now that the National Assembly elections are over, it's unfortunate due to all the things that played out during this whole period, and of course the elections, we're not seeing all of that number come as victorious back to the House. Even though all of the seats have not been fully decided by INEC, but the numbers that are being turned out presently is really very low. And this is another opportunity to still raise our voices to say Nigerian women demand 35% affirmative action, and Nigerian women want to be at the front burner. We're very happy and thankful that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu won as president-elect. You know his antecedents in Lagos. You know how much he stands for women. In fact, one of the seats that I can confidently tell you is a woman there in the House is actually from Lagos, the Senate. Honorable Her Excellency Adebule Idat from Lagos, who is going to be the senator representing the largest senatorial district in Lagos. So this is something that goes to tell you the kind of person Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is. He has stated very clearly in his action plan, which he will begin to work on almost immediately, beginning from the transition committee, that women will be mainstreamed. 35% of his Federal Executive Council will be women. 35% of all boards and parastatal appointments in Nigeria will be women. He's a man of his words, and we can count on him to deliver on that.
And interesting you say that, because I was going to ask you how your party was going to make up for that in terms of the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. But just generally, how will your party make up for it? Because people also say within political parties, the only time you find women in your position, which is the national women leader, you hardly find women in any other position. And maybe assistant treasurer or treasurer, because they think that women are good with money. But so how will your party make up for this now that you have told us how Asiwaju will make up for it?
So first and foremost, the party had reviewed its constitution on the 26th of March, 2022. In that constitutional review, women were given their rightful place. First, we have 2 NWC members as women, and women are allowed to contest for every other position from the party chairman all the way down. Another very strong constitutional review was that the delegates for every election, if out of every 5, 2 must be female, out of every 3, 1 must be a female. So all of this constitutional review are directed at increasing women participation in politics. Again, I'll refer back to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If you listen very carefully to his acceptance speech, he congratulated Nigerian women and thanked us greatly for the role that we played in his emergence as the president-elect. And he said we will not regret it. He will mainstream the Nigerian women. He'll give us seats at the table. He'll harness our innovation, our nurturing characteristics to be able to develop Nigeria at the speed of light. You know, he has a lot of work to do in Nigeria, and so he needs women all the way to help in nation building. More importantly is the fact that he has always supported women, from his wife all the way down, his mother, name it. And then, of course, other women, bringing them into public service, appointments, and the rest of it. So he's even going to do way more now that he's a president, bearing in mind the fact that most of the votes came from women.
Absolutely. And that's why people are shocked as to why we have more votes from women, but less women in office. Thank you so much for talking to us. The All Progressives Congress National Women Leader, Betta Redu.